In this video, we're going to look at how to unwrap UVs of a model using InstaMAT's element graph. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go here and create a new InstaMAT project, and I'm going to create an element graph. And I'll go ahead and say to create a project without a template. So what I'm going to do now is grab a mesh and drag it into my package here. All right, so I've just gone and grabbed a mesh off on my second screen here, and I'm going to drop it into the InstaMAT package here in the package management panel here on the left. And so you can see here that I have this communicator mesh. If I double click it, it's this hard surface, communicator asset, and it doesn't have any working UVs right now. So we've gone ahead and we've created an element graph here. And what's great about the element graph is we can combine images and meshes and point clouds all in one graph here to create some really powerful workflows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the FBX file here of this mesh into the graph. And you can see I can spawn it as an element mesh. So if I go ahead and click this output pin here, you can again see we have our communicator here in the viewport. So how do I view the UV layout of this mesh? There's a couple ways, and I'll show you two in this video today. The first way I want to show you is just by dragging off a connection and typing in Mesh UV. So you can see this is going to show us the UV layout flat here on the model. Now, if your mesh doesn't have any UVs, this is probably going to be blank. This is just an example of some, poorly projected UVs that aren't really useful for this asset. So that's how we can very easily view the UVs of the model. Now I'm going to show you how equally easy it is to unwrap the UVs. So I'm going to hit spacebar here to bring up quick search, and I'm going to type in Mesh UV Unwrap. So I can bring in the Mesh UV Unwrap node, and this uses technology from InstaMAT to quickly and efficiently unwrap the UVs of your models. So I'm just going to change the strategy here from auto to hard surface axial. And this is a great algorithm for hard surface assets like this, where you have, sharp corners. It's a hard surface asset. And you can see that the angles, these planes here are facing in the direction of the world space axis. So you can see the screen here is facing the Z axis. You've got this, top plane here. It's facing the Y axis. So it's a great way to unwrap and project really well the assets that have this type of configuration and look. And we also have different strategies here like the organic and hard surface angle strategies, which I highly recommend you try out. So all that's left to do here is connect the communicator asset to the Mesh UV Unwrap node's input, and there you go. You can see that we're done. That's how fast it is. And so let's go ahead and preview those UVs just by connecting the output here to the Mesh UV node. And there you go. We have our UVs automatically unwrapped for us. It's a very fast and efficient way to unwrap the UVs of the model. So now that I've unwrapped these UVs, how do I save out this unwrapped version of the mesh so that I can texture it with something like InstaMAT? So what I'm going to do is click the output pin of the Mesh UV Unwrap node. This views the unwrapped mesh in the viewport. So again, that's clicking the output pin here. And then what I can do is I can go to the Save button here in the viewport toolbar and export this out as a mesh. And that's going to save the version of the mesh with the UVs unwrapped. And then if I want to texture this in InstaMAT, I can just create a new project. I can create an asset texturing project, and I can import the new mesh here and begin texturing with my new asset texturing project. Now, one last thing that I want to show you is how to view the UVs on the asset itself. So let's make the viewport the center stage here, and I'm going to go to the viewport settings panel, and I'm going to change the render mode from PBR to UV grid. And now we can see the UVs directly on the asset. And this is a great way to determine, do we have any stretching, any, overlaps or problems with the UVs. You can see if we have, good cuts for the UVs, where there are sharp angles and things like that. So it's a great way to quickly preview the UVs, on the asset while you're working. So that is a quick way to be able to automatically unwrap the UVs of your model using the element graph and the Mesh UV Unwrap node. Stay tuned for the next part of this quick series on UV unwrapping with InstaMAT, where I show you how to unwrap multiple material sections and how we can unwrap different parts of the mesh into a few different 0 to 1 UV tiles. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, drop us a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. For the latest news about InstaMAT, please visit our website, follow us on X, join us on Discord, or sign up for the Abstract community. You can find all the links in the video description below. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.